If you weren't already concerned with how your free speech was being policed, UN unveils AI fact checker to police speech online. The United Nations has just unveiled a new artificial intelligence fact checking tool to monitor individuals online and police their speech for so called misinformation, disinformation, and hate. The unelected globalist body is partnering with the big tech companies and several George Soros empire funded organizations to launch the new automated service. The UN regards unapproved speech to be online information pollution and warns that defeating this supposed threat is a global challenge. To counter alleged disinformation and hate speech online, the United Nations Development Program has launched an iVerify platform. The global body's automated fact checking tool was developed in partnership with the United Nations International Computing Center, Facebook, and Google funded fact checker Medan, the Meta owned Crowd, CrowdTangle, and the Soros funded International Fact Checking Network. The UN Development Program said that misinformation, disinformation, and hate speech threaten peace and security, disproportionately affecting those who are already vulnerable. Who gets to decide who's vulnerable? Who knows? Because when it comes down to misinformation, disinformation, or even hate speech, I could say something that you wouldn't like, or vice versa. Who am I to tell you you can't say what you want, or you to tell me what I can or can't say? It's described as iVerify program as an automated fact-checking tool that can be used to identify false information and prevent and mitigate its spread. Well, as far as false information goes, I mean, I you can sit there and you think about what you would like to actually say and how you want to say it. You just can't say it. Is that the case? Or are you gonna actually start actually going ahead and telling me that I can't just think for myself? That's really scary and disturbing to actually think that they wanna actually do an AI-powered system to take care of such a thing. Who gets to actually program the AI? Does the AI eventually get to program itself? The AI-powered system will be provided by the UN to national actors to crack down on dissenting speech. The censorship tool will provide assistance in identifying, monitoring, and responding to threats of information integrity. The support package includes digital tools, capacity building modules, partnership opportunities, and communication and outreach strategies, amongst others, the UN body said. The automated fact checking tool could have an imminent impact on the world, with the platform being actively used in Sierra Leone ahead of the country's general elections in June 24. So that's in 2 days, general elections for Sierra Leone. I guess we'll have to be paying attention to what happens in Sierra Leone to see how this fact checker automated fact checker actually goes ahead and censors speech, and which side of the platform will it actually censor? The UN said that the Sierra Leone Association of Journalists and the Independent Radio Network will use the tool to strengthen national capacity to proactively identify and respond to misinformation, disinformation, and hate speech. Though, leveraging the capabilities of artificial intelligence, the automated system will use AI to flag potentially false or harmful content. Potentially false or harmful content. So, as opposed to actually going after particular words or particular hate, even if you just kind of sort of word something improperly, the potentially false, it can flag that at any point in time. The content then will then be reviewed by a team of fact checkers who will be funded in part of taxpayer funds by the governments of Canada, Ireland, Iceland, and the European Union. So-called fact checkers typically a failed left-wing journalist who targets conservatives by censoring views that differ from their own beliefs. Usually that's what the fact checkers had been doing. Only of recently, when since Elon Musk took over Twitter, had some of the hate speech actually or misinformation, disinformation, however you want to look at it. Some of the stuff that it was actually fact checking, was it actually fact checking correctly and actually censoring both sides? Now, I'm not for the censor of either side. I don't care what you have to say, as you shouldn't care what I have to say. There's no reason that we need to actually be uh, telling each other what we can and can't say. The project in Sierra Leone is also partnering with BBC Media Action, which the UN said will aid in research as well as producing social media content aimed at fostering media literacy and heightening awareness of mis and disinformation. The system will see dedicated tip lines established on WhatsApp, Facebook Messenger, and Twitter to start with. Because then, once they actually think that this is actually semi-successful, where else will they actually deploy it? Will it actually be deployed to actually go back on stuff that had already been shared and said that was cleared and fine to be said? Or, how is this gonna work? It sounds very dangerous for them to actually go ahead and put it and implement it into Facebook Messenger, as Facebook Messenger isn't just Facebook in itself. And Facebook Messenger is just simply the messenger between you and I. When it comes down to it, for them to actually censor um, our free speech in a private messenger would really seriously start to get in the way. However, the BBC's own censorship unit, dubbed BBC Verify, has been accused of spreading disinformation itself. Hmm. Go figure. Go figure. So it's censoring itself. So it's starting to already teach itself what and what not is safe for it to actually flag. The BBC has yet to respond to the allegations. Meanwhile, details have also emerged in the UN's plans to introduce a global digital ID that is linked to individuals' bank accounts, as first reported by Slay News. This one, I actually did cover this in particular the other night on an episode of Strict with Cool Frog that you can actually catch at 10 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. The plan, which is similar to the systems developed by the World Economic Forum, is outlined in three new policy briefs from the UN titled A Global Digital Compact Reforms to the International Finance Architecture and the Future of Outer Space Governance. The goal of the briefs is an advanced UN Security Secretary General Antonio Guterres' vision for the future. The UN describes this goal as an open, free, secure, and human centered digital future. The digital future is envisaged by these groups is going to be quite the opposite of open, free, or human centric. However, hmm, so not really open, free, or human centric. It's going to actually be the opposite of all that. And it's going to actually go ahead and be completely and totally digital. Trained by who? Who gets to train at what is free speech? I'm really, really concerned for our future. Um, Thank you also very, very much. Don't forget to come back and check me out tonight for an episode of Stick with Cool Frog at 10 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Also, hit that like, share, and do all those YouTube like things. See y'all later.